Welcome to Rosario, the third largest city in Argentina. Got here yesterday after a 4-hour bus journey all the way from Buenos Aires. I'm staying in a hostel that's £9 a night, the cheapest place I've been to for a while. And what I'm doing is I'm going to find out why Rosario is worth coming to. Now, I've been told that this place is a little bit dangerous, and the reason for that is drug trafficking. The river down here is the third largest in South America, and a lot of drugs head into other places from here, and there's a lot of drug gangs trying to take over. But from the city centre, the historical centre, down to the riverfront, it's safe. There's no problems. There's plenty of police walking around the centre itself. And I'll go back there soon, just show you what it's like. It's very nice and well worth going to. I am heading towards the riverfront. So this is the river Paraná, which we'll see in a bit. And most people say, but you always go to the riverfronts. This is important for not just the city, but Argentina. And you can just see the river across there. Now this is where I try and find out how to cross this road. I've crossed the road, and this is Park España, funded originally by money from Spain. And there's a sign just behind me that says they're transforming the whole place over the course of a 2-year period. They're going to do more concrete reinforcement of the riverbank. They're going to put more security cameras up. They're going to put better lighting in to make it safer for people to come on at night time, which means they're trying to bring the tourists in, or even better, make the locals feel safer. And that there is the river. The River Paraná. It's massive. Now, someone in the hostel told me I can get a boat from up there that takes you to one of the islands where there are beaches, and a lot of the locals during the summer months, instead of going all the way to Uruguay and some beach resort, we've got one right here. Well, not quite a resort, but so the important place this is for Argentinians is because of the fact here was where the Argentinian flag was first put up, and there is a memorial further on down just to show you exact spot what was raised. Now obviously, because it's a river, you'll get lots of people fishing. There's a family there. Buenas. Good. So in the early 1900s, Rosario was actually a very, very rich city, and that's because of the river being able to export the grain going from this area. So with the port being here, there was a lot of warehouses going all the way down, but they've been modernized and turned into something for the 21st century. They're all quite cool. Costa Nueva. This is quite cool. This is an urban art gallery, but it's outside as well, and all the way around is just really good drawings. And then it's a mirrored roof, so you can actually see what the drawings are looking up. Oh, there's a TV program going on over there. Oh, should I go across and introduce myself? Wow. It was a TV program. I saw the screen that was next to them. I also saw on the screen me walking past going, I might be famous. Across the way from the river is the national monument to the raising of the Argentinian flag, and it is one of the biggest monuments to a flag in the world. Now at the moment there's a lot of scaffolding going on, and I've just had to have a look online, and there is a concert coming up to an Argentinian rock legend, and if I could say his name I would, but it's hard to pronounce. So the flag was raised for the very first time in 1812 by Manuel Belgrano in this spot. Now at the time the revolutionary government were still trying to get independence from Spain, and had actually told Belgrano, yeah, not yet, let's get independence first. But the message didn't get through to him, so he planned it anyway. So it's designed on the blue for the colour of the sky, white for the colour of the clouds, and in the middle is the sun of May, which is a revolutionary sign from the 1910 revolution. But at the time it was meant to represent a new dawn, a new day, a new independence. Now the memorial itself, that is amazing, but the front of it was designed to look like the front of a ship, so it's sailing into independence. And shame I can't get any closer, but in the background there's a mural, a painting of some guy who I assume is Belgrano. Well, it has to be, doesn't it? Wow, that is really, really amazing. It is amazing how big this is. And it's not just the front, it's the side as well. But I've just seen some people up here, so I don't know if you can actually walk in front of it. Ooh. Oh, sorry. She nearly ran me over. She must realise that tourists are around here. How big is this place? Oh my God. This is crazy big. Just go down this way first. There's a fountains galore. I'm assuming they're military from the days of old. Wow. And then the monument itself. There it is. Wow. Gee, I can actually go straight down these stairs towards it. So that's the front and the back. So I've just walked into 25th of May Square, which is one of the oldest squares in the city, and right in the centre is Liberty Monument. Liberty representing independence, that's her at the top. But all the way around are the founding fathers of Argentina, including Belgrano. In fact, they've got the names on the side which you can't really see. It includes the first president of Argentina. Well, that's him, as you can tell. And then across the way is the cathedral. And here's the cathedral. Built in the late 1800s. Really massive. Now I've just seen some police go in, and I wasn't really going to have a wander in, but I'm curious. Let's see what's in there. So the police are actually behind me. So I just think they're being nosy and having a look in. Beautiful. Yeah, I think they're just coming to cool off. As you look at the front of the church, there's stairs that go down. And I've just seen someone going down now, but people coming up. I thought I'd have a little wander down. It's dark. Wow. That was quite cool. I'm quite enjoying Rosario. However, this morning I had a little bit of a problem, and wherever I go lately, I've been using my phone to pay for everything. Apple Pay is usually worldwide, and I went for breakfast this morning to a modern cafe just around the corner. I had a croissant and coffee, and I went to pay and they wouldn't accept Apple Pay at all. Now throughout Brazil, Uruguay, Buenos Aires, it's been accepted. But going around a couple of the shops last night to get some food, there was a couple that went no. So to pay, I had to leave my phone behind at the cafe, run back to the hostel, get my wallet, find a bank, get some money out, and then go back and get my phone and pay for my breakfast. Now, Argentina is notoriously well known for bank charges, and I took out 100,000 pesos, about £50, and it was charging me 14,000 pesos. So that works out about £7, which was nearly the amount of money I paid for a hostel for the night. Ouch. So I think I need to start working out how to use my money wisely, find stuff that does accept Apple Pay so I don't get charged, because £7. But I do know lots of other banks have different charges. Just got to work out which one. And the only reason I went to that bank was because I need my phone back. I'm lost without it. The murals around here are beautiful. And that is the side of the National Flag Memorial. Right, let's head up this way. One of the world's most famous footballers in the world is Messi, and he was born right here in Rosario. And there is a rumour, it's not a rumour, I have looked into it, but this restaurant, cafe, bar is owned by Messi's dad, and inside there's loads of photographs, pictures of Messi. But I think because I have got some cash, I'm going to go and have a coffee. Unfortunately I couldn't film in there because I've got music going, but this is what it looks like. It's very glass everywhere, So there was no posters or pictures of Messi, but I did have a cappuccino, which was really nice. Oh, there's police. And the cappuccino is helped by my Buy Me a Coffee donation page, which people have been donating. So to them, thank you very, very much. And if you wish to donate, then the link is in my description. It helps me with my travels. But Messi, born here, his first professional club was here, and that was Newell's Old Boy, right across this road. So the story behind the football club, which is one of the biggest in Argentina, is a guy called Isaac Newell, who was a British teacher, came to Rosario and started an English type school, and former pupils of the school started a football team under the guidance of Isaac's son Claude. So that's why it's called Newell's Old Boys, former pupils. Now, the initials of the team, NOB, is plastered all over the city. And for the Argentinians who are watching, NOB is a word in British slang, two meanings. One is an idiot, and the other one you'll have to Google yourself. So it's amusing for me to look around and see the word knob written everywhere. So the biggest rival to Newell Old Boys is Rosario Central. Now, in the late 1800s, Britain was investing heavily into the railway in Argentina, especially around here. And at the time there was the Central Argentina Railway, and all the British workers, the managers, got together and formed a football club. So when you think about it, the two biggest rivals in Argentina football all start because of Britain. Possibly. I've come from the Riverfront and I'm now in the centre. So, another famous person that was born here is a famous revolutionary, Che Guevara. And he was actually born, I'm trying to find the right address, on this street, number 480, and that's it there. Now, I believe there is a plaque around here to say that he was born. And he's more famous for being on posters and t-shirts around the world. Right, I'm going to try and cross this road. There didn't seem to be a plaque. So I've crossed the road and there is a sign. There you go. Che Guevara, 1928. Now, he only lived in Rosario till he was about 1 or 2 years old. He actually left the town, not independently, too young, but his family realised he had asthma and he needed to go somewhere with cleaner air. So he was born and lived here, but not for long. So I'm now going to have a wander into the city centre just to show you how nice it is. Just a bit further on down from here, and this is it, Coboda Street, full of bigger shops. It's totally pedestrianised. It is split up between blocks by a bit of traffic, but I found that people ignore the traffic and just just walk straight across the road. And as it gets later, you start getting buskers, so there's music. And last night when I had a little walk around, really nice. But now it's time for me to head back to the hostel. I've been out for about 4 hours and I'm thirsty. I need water. Coffee wasn't enough. So it's been interesting. I've really loved this place. And I've got one more day left, which is tomorrow, and I'm gonna go inland. But if you've enjoyed this video, just having a walk around, seeing the sights, then press that like button. If you want to see what more Rosario's got to offer, then subscribe. But until the next time, bye bye for now.